As we previously discussed, monsters challenge identities. So before we can dig into our monster, the zombie horde, we need to understand our identity. The identity that is in crisis. The identity that this particular monster terrorizes. The modern self is material. When we say that the modern self is material, we mean that it is not spiritual. It's only made of physical stuff. 500 years ago and before, everything had a spiritual dimension. Not just religious rituals and such, everything. The weather and the success of the harvest, the outcome of the war, sickness and health, birth, marriage, and death, and there was no such thing as coincidence. The physical and the spiritual were intertwined. Human beings, too, were thought of as being both physical and spiritual. A person had a soul, for instance, and could choose between good and evil, and could be filled with the Holy Spirit or with some demonic power. We could be protected from evil with garlic and blessed with a communion wafer. All these things were part of a reality that included the transcendent. Pretty much every culture and civilization until ours assumed that there was something up there. God or the gods, the good and the beautiful, ideals like love and freedom and justice and honor, objective morality, objective reality, and objective truth. As a culture, we no longer really believe in the transcendent. We believe that there is no spiritual dimension that affects our world and our lives. So we've come to think of reality as being 100% material. And there's nothing up there, no absolutes, no ideals, just impersonal, chaotic, physical forces. The self is the same, just material, physical stuff. There's no spiritual dimension to a person, or diseases, or emotions, or consciousness. All these things have physical explanations. So the modern self is, first of all, material. The modern self is also internal and individual and isolated. With the loss of the transcendent, we lost a whole bunch of other things too. Lost was inherent meaning and purpose and value. We lost universal truth, good and evil, human nature, an ordered universe, and objective reality. For a while we lived as if we still had these things, but lately it seems that we are accepting a world where none of these things are actually real. We still have meaning, we actually need it, but we don't get it from outside ourselves. Now we get it from within. Same with purpose. We've lost inherent value, but we've decided that the ultimate value is being able to have a free choice as an individual. There's no universal truth, but I can decide what's true for me, and then we decided that the ultimate good is to allow people to be free to choose for themselves. Human nature is gone, but we believe now that choosing our own identity is better. We now have subjective morality, subjective reality, and subjective truth. This is why I'm saying that the modern self is internal. Where we used to look outside ourselves to understand ourselves, now we look inside. We create our own meaning and purpose, doing all the things that God or ideals or reason used to do. No wonder we are all so stressed out these days. This is some big responsibility. Anyway, because we are doing all this for ourselves, we have come to think of ourselves as radically individual. And if all the things that used to be transcendent are now internal, then our focus turns inward, and we attend less to others and the outside world. And this makes the modern identity isolated. So the modern identity is material, individual, interior, and isolated. Is all that stuff you are seeing on social media starting to make more sense now? Thank you, and we'll see you next time.